Some people believe change belongs to the young. That if you didn't start early, if you didn't take the right path, if life took you in a different direction, then it's already too late. But real life tells a different story. Some of the strongest people start later. After setbacks. After responsibilities. After years of doubt. They don't begin with perfect conditions. They begin with something more powerful. Faith, the belief that their future can still be different. And persistence. The decision to keep going, even when progress feels slow. This message is for anyone who has ever felt behind. For anyone who thinks the opportunity has passed. For anyone who still carries a dream, quietly, in the back of their mind. Because the truth is simple. It's not too late to grow. It's not too late to change. And it's not too late to build a life that feels meaningful. All it takes is faith to begin. And persistence to continue. And before we go further, I'd like to hear from you. What is one goal you still want to achieve, no matter your age or your situation? Write it in the comments below. Your decision to say it out loud might be the first step toward making it real. Faith and persistence, the power to change your life at any age. Have you ever looked back and felt like the time to pursue a certain dream has already passed? Like your age, your responsibilities, or the years that have gone by have become impossible obstacles? If that thought has ever crossed your mind, this message is for you. I want to show you that transforming your life does not have an expiration date. What truly matters is not when you start, but what you carry within you, faith and persistence. The myth of lost time. We live in a culture that loves stories of young prodigies. The entrepreneur who launched a startup at 20. The athlete who won a medal at 18. The artist who became famous before turning 25. These narratives quietly create a trap, the belief that after a certain age, big changes are no longer meant for us. But reality looks very different. Most people who transform their lives don't do it early. They start later. They restart multiple times. They make mistakes, get back up, and keep moving forward. What sustains them isn't youth. It's two solid pillars, the faith that change is possible, and the persistence to keep trying. In the United States, for example, the Small Business Administration reports that a significant portion of new entrepreneurs are over the age of 50. These are people who left stable jobs to start their own businesses. People who decided to learn new skills after 40. People who began again after a divorce, a layoff, or a major loss. They didn't necessarily have time on their side. But they had something greater, the conviction that change was still possible. Faith. The invisible foundation. When I talk about faith, I'm not necessarily referring to religion. Faith is believing in something that you cannot yet see. It's trusting that today's effort will produce tomorrow's results, even when the horizon still looks uncertain. Faith is what allows you to take the first step when there are no guarantees. It's what keeps you standing when results take time to appear. It's what pushes you to try again after a fall. Without faith, persistence becomes empty stubbornness. With faith, every small effort gains meaning. You begin to see obstacles not as endings, but as steps. In the United States, stories like Colonel Sanders are widely known. He founded KFC at the age of 65 after receiving more than 1,000 rejections for his chicken recipe. What kept him going through all those closed doors? Faith. Not necessarily faith that that specific recipe would succeed, but faith that he had something valuable to offer, and that eventually someone would recognize it. Or think about Laura Ingalls Wilder. She published her first book at 65, and the Little House on the Prairie series became an American classic. She didn't spend her youth writing books. She spent years running a farm, raising children, and facing life's many challenges. Only later in life did she transform those experiences into literature. Faith sustained her long enough to begin when many people believed the time had already passed. Persistence, the fuel of transformation. If faith is the foundation, persistence is the engine. Believing alone is not enough if you stop moving forward. Persistence is the art of continuing, even when the desire to quit feels stronger. The path to any real transformation is filled with ups and downs. There will be days when you feel on top of the world. There will also be weeks when nothing seems to work. The difference between those who achieve their goals and those who give up is not the absence of failure. It's the ability to rise again after every fall. One of the biggest myths about persistence is that it requires superhuman strength. In reality, true persistence is quiet. It's what you do on ordinary days when no one is watching. It's showing up to your creative work even when you're tired. It's sitting down to study even when you don't feel like it. It's putting on your workout clothes even when motivation is low. Research in psychology shows that discipline and persistence are far stronger predictors of success than talent or IQ. What we often call talent is simply the result of small efforts repeated over a long period of time, efforts that most people never saw. Transformation at any age, real stories. In the United States, where the culture of starting over is almost a national tradition, there are inspiring examples everywhere. In aviation, astronaut Peggy Whitson became the American with the most cumulative time in space in her late 50s. She didn't necessarily start late, but she continued pushing limits long after many would have retired. In cooking, Julia Child published her first cookbook at the age of 50 and transformed the way Americans approached home cooking. Before that, she worked in advertising, served in intelligence during the war, and only discovered her passion for French cuisine in her 30s. In business, figures like Ray Kroc, who bought McDonald's at the age of 52 and transformed it into the global empire we know today, show that building something extraordinary doesn't require youth. It requires vision and persistence. These people didn't have a magical secret. They simply had faith in what they were doing and the persistence to continue even when results took time. How to build faith and persistence in everyday life. If you are thinking about changing the direction of your life right now, no matter your age, here are 3 practical principles. First, nurture your faith every day. Faith is not something you either have or don't have. It's something you cultivate. Read stories of people who started again. Surround yourself with people who believe in you. Write down the reasons why you believe change is still possible. Faith needs fuel, and that fuel comes from constant reminders that you have already overcome challenges before. Second, break persistence into small steps. No one can maintain a massive effort forever. The secret is turning persistence into daily habits. Want to change careers? Study 20 minutes a day. Want to start your own business? Dedicate 1 hour each day to building it. Want to improve your health? Take a short walk, but take it every day. What seems small, repeated over months, becomes something powerful. Third, accept setbacks as part of the process. If you persist, you will make mistakes. That doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. It simply means you're moving. Failure only becomes permanent when you stop. As long as you keep going, every mistake becomes information about what works and what doesn't. The quiet power of starting again. One of the greatest advantages of starting at any age is the experience you have already accumulated. You know what doesn't work. You have learned from past decisions. You have relationships, intuition, and patience that younger people often lack. These are not obstacles. They are tools. Many Americans who changed their lives after 40 say the same thing. If I had known it would be this rewarding, I would have started earlier. The real regret is rarely trying and failing. The real regret is never trying at all, because of fear, doubt, or the belief that it was already too late. Conclusion: age is not the end, it's the beginning. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how many times you've tried before. If you are listening to this right now, it means there is still a spark inside you that believes change is possible. The faith you carry is stronger than the voices telling you it's too late. And the persistence you can build is stronger than the obstacles in your way. In the United States, a country built by people who left everything behind in search of a new beginning, the message is clear. Transformation has no age limit. The only thing that separates those who achieve their dreams from those who only imagine them is the decision to begin, and the determination to continue. Start today. Small steps, but consistent ones. With faith that change is possible, and the persistence to keep going. One day you will look back, in 1 year, 2 years, maybe 5, and realize that every step mattered. Your age does not define your future. Your daily choices do. And believe this, there is still time. There is always time. At some point in life, everyone faces the same quiet question. Is it too late for me? Too late to change? Too late to try again? Too late to become the person I once imagined? But the truth is, it's not time that decides your future. It's your willingness to believe, and your courage to continue. Faith doesn't remove uncertainty. Persistence doesn't remove difficulty. But together, they give you something more powerful than perfect conditions, they give you momentum. And momentum changes everything. You don't need to rebuild your life overnight. You don't need to have every answer. You don't need to move faster than everyone else. You just need to keep moving. One decision. One effort. One day at a time. Some days your faith will feel strong. Other days, persistence will carry you forward. And over time, those small, quiet steps will become a completely different life. So if there's something inside you that still wants more growth, more purpose, more meaning, don't ignore it. Start small. Stay consistent. Trust the process. And give yourself permission to begin, even now. And before you go, I'd love to hear from you. What is one change you're ready to start, starting today? Write it in the comments below. Your answer might inspire someone else. And it might be the commitment that helps you take the first step. If this message resonated with you, consider subscribing to the channel for more content about personal growth, discipline, and quiet self-improvement. And take a moment to explore the other videos here on the channel. Each one is designed to help you grow stronger, think deeper, and move forward, one step at a time. Thank you for being here. Keep believing. Keep going. And remember, it's never too late to change your life.